Mr. McLeod, Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really?
This court hearing is messy from beginning to end. Mr. McLeod is accused of hitting a police officer. He says the court doesn't have power over him and uses arguments that don't follow real law. He keeps interrupting, shouting, and using made-up legal terms. But the judge stops him every time. Things get very tense, and in the end, the judge decides to send him to jail for the night. It's both annoying and kind of funny to watch. He's so sure he's right, but the court completely shuts him down.
Do you understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law before I accept that waiver to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why I'm here, honestly.
Notice how calm the judge stays the whole time. He really gives Mr. McLeod a fair chance, even though he keeps interrupting and saying things that don't make sense. It's honestly surprising how patient the judge is, while Mr. McLeod keeps acting like he doesn't understand simple legal stuff. Let me know in the comments if you think this guy is actually not okay, or if he's just pretending to dodge responsibility.
Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No.
Hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
The nature and cause of the action against me because we don't establish jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine?
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No, I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power. And the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So Mr. McLeod, you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face of 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney withdrew. Oh, shit.
Hang on, someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing them from the hearing.
She's actually not wrong at all. At this moment felt real and unfiltered, and honestly, it's hard not to laugh. You kind of wonder how the judge kept a straight face. Seriously though, how does something like this even happen in a courtroom? Maybe she was just an older woman, or got caught up in how ridiculous the whole case was. But either way, her reaction said what everyone in the room was probably thinking about this guy. And honestly, it's no surprise his lawyer gave up on him. Mr. McLeod just sits there flipping through his stack of papers, like he's about to find some fake law that'll magically save him. It really looks like he believes he's about to pull off some legal trick. Meanwhile, the judge, the prosecutor, and probably everyone else already knows exactly where this is going. But he keeps pushing like he's figured out a secret no one else knows. In reality, he's just making things worse for himself. It makes you wonder what these sovereign citizens really expect to happen. Do they think the judge is suddenly going to say, you know what? You're right. Case dismissed. It's like watching someone try to win a game they don't even understand the rules of. And that comment from the prosecutor at the end just tops it off, because if you were in her place, you'd probably feel the same way. What's wild is how serious these sovereign citizens are about all this. Just like Mr. McLeod sitting there reading from papers full of nonsense. Honestly, just crazy to watch. He seems really lost in it. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
1 second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record, since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I challenge subject matter jurisdiction. Nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter
jurisdiction doesn't
jurisdiction.
exist under the Constitution.
Your objection's noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
You can clearly see the judge has had enough of this guy's nonsense. It's not even harsh, it's just the truth. Mr. McLeod is flipping through papers, quoting laws that don't exist, while the judge calmly shuts him down without losing. He's cool, and honestly, you have to respect that. The judge is saying exactly what needs to be said without raising his voice or getting emotional. Moments like this really show why the judge is the one in charge in the courtroom.
I have to establish that they know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod,
the
stop.
court can be.
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you, because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
Your Honor, I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you have a statutory jurisdiction which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
So judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
your
McLeod,
statutes.
I have other matters. Mr. McLeod,
Involved agency. What's that?
you know, I understand you want to object to things, and you're going to be allowed to object to things, okay?
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today. I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, We could do that, and I can hold you in contempt, and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
No, Your
and then we'll
Honor,
do
I don't wish to be held in contempt. I just wish to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
So before I can let you under,
I can
before I
cite
can,
laws, I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me. You're not clarifying it enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
you don't comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong, and you can appeal.
There's
it
no
to the
such
Michigan
thing as
Court
a
of Appeals.
statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question, or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt, and the court officer will bring you to a jail cell, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So
Mr.
in
McLeod,
contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges. I
Mr.
don't
McLeod is in
accept
contempt
charges.
court taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what you're saying.
Fucking Joe.
This isn't true. You guys
We'll
are
have to follow
following
unconstitutional
You're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not
Not a
constitutional
good
at all.
thing.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt, he's sentenced to 1 day. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is about
notice.
the Constitution. I did nothing wrong except to question and exercise my rights.
This guy is honestly just embarrassing to watch. He's trying to act like a lawyer, but clearly has no idea what he's doing. It doesn't make sense why he didn't just get an attorney. It's not only smart, it's a basic right. Under the Sixth Amendment, he could have gotten a free lawyer if he couldn't afford one. And honestly, he doesn't look broke, judging by those sunglasses. But instead, he's sitting there flipping through papers and saying things that don't mean anything in a real courtroom. You can even see the judge trying to help him at first, being patient, speaking slowly and explaining things. But there's a limit. Even the calmest judge has to shut it down at some point. What's wild is how confident this guy seems, even while making a fool of himself. He acts like he's about to unlock some hidden legal trick, but the law is simple here. Just answer basic questions, yes or no, and the charge he's facing isn't small. It's for assaulting a police officer. That's serious, likely a felony, and he could be looking at 3 years. Instead of dealing with that and trying to work something out legally, he's wasting time, both the judge's and his own. In fact, now he's spending an extra night in jail for nothing. The judge even points out that what he's saying doesn't apply at all. But Mr. McLeod seems lost in his own world, thinking he's making real progress. It's kind of sad too. He might not be mentally stable. A lot of sovereign citizens truly believe they don't have to follow real laws because of made-up legal theories. But courts have been rejecting that stuff for decades, even since the 1990s. Judges are required to follow real laws, not people's personal beliefs about them. At the end of the day, he's just digging himself into a deeper hole. A felony conviction can lead to losing basic rights, like voting or owning a gun. And on top of that, there's prison time. So that's it for this breakdown. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Mr. McLeod. Do you think he's actually out of touch or just pretending? Thanks for watching, and take care.